Okay, so today we're going to go over the Unit 1 study guide. So this is the review for the test coming up. Most of these problems you can do in Desmos, so make sure that you are typing them in y equals, y equals. So remember to draw the line so that you can separate the two. One side is y equals 3 over 4. Arrow over to the x plus 5. And then the second one is y equals x minus 1. And then just go look for where they cross and click it so that you can find the answer. But we can also solve it using our steps. So step number 1, there's no distributing. Step number 2, there's nothing to combine on either side. Step number 3 is to move the smallest variable. So I would move this one. That's smaller than a positive 1. So I would do minus 3 over 4x minus 3 over 4x. You can type it in Desmos. You can do 1 minus 3 over 4. Hit the fraction button. That gives me a positive 1/4 x. Bring everything else down. Minus 1 equals. Bring down the 5. And then you can do do to get the answer. I see that my x is multiplying by 1/4 and they subtracted 1. So you would do the opposite to get your answer. Problem number 2, same thing. You can put those two in y equals. So in y equals, I would type y equals 2 parentheses 5x. Don't forget we have to, 5x. Change the m's to x's. Minus 7, close parentheses. And then on the other side, I put something wrong. And then on the other side, y equals 4 parentheses 2x plus 3. Close parentheses. And then just see where they cross. Okay, if you have to zoom out. And then make sure that you click where they cross. If we do it by hand, the first step is to distribute. So I must distribute these two and these two. When you distribute, you are multiplying. So 2 times 5m is a 10m. 2 times negative 7 is a negative 14 equals. On the other side, 4 times 2m is 8m. And 4 times 3 is a positive 12. Step number 2 is combine like terms. There's nothing to combine. Step number 3, move the smallest variable. So that would be the 8m. I'm going to subtract both sides by 8m. And that gives you 2m minus 14 equals a positive 12. And then you do C to solve the equation. So what do I see happening with my m? It is multiplying by 2 and subtracting 14. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to add 14 to both sides and then divide by 2. Okay, but again, the answer is over here in that dot. Problem number 3, same thing. What value of x makes the equation true? So we're going to draw our line. put this in y equals, put this in y equals, and see where they cross. So I have y equals 1/3 arrow over parentheses 9x plus 6 close parentheses, and y equals 1/2 parentheses 4x plus 10 close parentheses, and go. You can hit the little house button right here and then go see where they cross and go click on that button. Okay, if we want to do it by hand, we would first distribute. So multiply everything by that. So in decimals, you can type 1/3 times 9. Oops. Arrow over. Parentheses times 9. That gives me 3. X. And then I can also change that to a 6. That gives me plus 2. On the other side, if I multiply by a 1/2, parentheses 4, that gives me 2x. And then if I change the 4 to a 10, that gives me a positive 5. Step number 2 is combine like terms. There's nothing to combine, so we move on to step number 3, which is move the smallest variable. The smallest variable is 2x, so minus 2x minus 2x. That gives me a positive 1x. Bring down the plus 2 equals the 5. See do. What do I see happening with the x? It's multiplying by a 1 and adding 2. So first, make sure you subtract 2 from both sides and then divide by 1, which is going to give you the same thing. Okay, problem number 4. First, I locate my equations that they already gave me. Okay, and you can read that whole paragraph, but I'm just going to read the last question where it says, after how many weeks will Emma and Noah have the same amount? So they're asking to solve for W. So you have to set them equal to each other. And solve. So you put the line down the middle. That means you can put this in y equals. You can put this in y equals and get your solution. So make sure that you type it in decimals. Y equals, where's my equal sign? 45 plus 12x, and y equals 90 plus 6x. Hit the house button and zoom out and go see where they cross. Okay, that will be your answer. Problem number 5, same thing. Draw the line, put this in y equals, put this in y equals, and see where they cross. And that's going to be your x equals. Okay, if you do it by hand, make sure that you distribute first. Then you have to move the smallest variable and then see do. Make sure that you're raising your hands if you have questions about any of these. Problem number 6. I can also do this with Desmos, y equals. So let's type it. 3 parentheses 4x plus 2 close parentheses and 2 parentheses 7x minus 5. Hit the house button and see where they cross. So I know that my answer is going to be a positive 8, right? So it's either that one or that one. That means I can cancel these two. Okay? But then you have to figure out whether or not you ended up dividing by a negative. So make sure that we try to do it by hand. So when you distribute, you're multiplying. 3 times 4x is a 12x. 3 times 2 is a positive 6. Bring down the sign. 2 times 7x is 14x. And 2 times negative 5 is a negative 10. Okay, then we have to move the smallest variable. So the smallest variable is right here. That's minus 12x minus 12x. That gives me 2x minus 10. Bring the sign down, 6. C do. What do you see happening with the x? The x is multiplying by 2. And they subtracted 10. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides first. That gives me a positive 16. Bring down the sign. 2x. Then we divide both sides by 2. X. Bring down the sign. 8. But notice that my x is on the other side. And these x's are all on the left side. So if I flip this whole thing and put the x on the other side, you see that little dot? The small side is pointing to the x, so the small side has to still be pointing to the x. Okay?